I'm Joe Catalano with an AM Quincy news update for Thursday, February 29th. Some minor issues in Quincy overnight due to the high winds. Police say there was a brief power outage in the Wollaston and Montclair sections of the city at around midnight, but National Grid crews restored the power quickly. There were several reports of wires down or low-hanging wires or branches, but no major damage. Police are now turning to the public for help and tracking down a vehicle that struck a pedestrian in Quincy before fleeing the scene on Tuesday. Police released surveillance video of a dark-colored SUV driving down Southern Artery at about 6 p.m. before it strikes a pedestrian attempting to cross the street. The struck pedestrian, identified as a 53-year-old man, can be seen lifted off their feet and thrown several feet back toward the sidewalk. The car then drives off northbound toward South Street. The victim, a 53-year-old man from Texas, was transported to a local hospital to be treated for serious injuries. The suspected hit-and-run vehicle is believed to have damage to the passenger side bumper, hood, and windshield. Quincy City Councilor Richard Ashe says the area has been a problem for years when it comes to pedestrian accidents. He's been working on making the roads safer after several crashes over the past few years. He says they just installed yellow flashing lights at the crosswalk in October. There's also a speed tracker right before the crosswalk, plus the speed limit drops down to 20 miles per hour since it is a senior citizen zone. Ashe says he'll keep looking at ways to prevent something like this from happening again. Anybody with information about Tuesday's incident is asked to contact Quincy Police. Crews battled a fierce attic fire at a two-family home in Canton yesterday afternoon. Firefighters responding to 8 to 10 Pequot Street at about 1:15 on a report of a structure fire found heavy flame shooting from the top of the home. Authorities say the fire started in the attic at 10 Pequot Street, while 8 Pequot Street, the other side of the two-family, sustained smoke and water damage. There were no reports of any injuries. The home was deemed uninhabitable by inspectional services, and the chimney was subsequently removed due to instability issues. 5 residents were displaced and are being assisted by family and friends. The cause of the fire remains under investigation. Firefighters from the Norwood, Stoughton, Milton, and Sharon fire departments provided mutual aid at the scene. An American Airlines flight bound for Spain was forced to divert to Logan Airport last night due to a cracked windshield. American Airlines Flight 94 took off from JFK Airport in New York and was headed to Madrid, Spain. The flight landed safely in Boston at 10:14 p.m. The plane taxied to the gate under its own power. American Airlines said in a statement the plane was diverted due to a maintenance issue, and upon landing in Boston, it was taken out of service to be inspected by a maintenance team. No injuries were reported. Passengers will depart for Madrid this morning on a replacement aircraft. U.S. airline safety has been under renewed scrutiny after the door panel of an Alaska Airlines flight blew out in midair last month, just minutes after the Boeing 737 MAX 9 aircraft had taken off from Portland, Oregon. A preliminary report from the National Transportation Safety Board determined that 4 bolts, which were meant to hold the door plug in place, were missing. Granite Telecommunications of Quincy's 11th annual Saving by Shaving fundraiser yesterday took in $3.5 million for Boston Children's Hospital. Governor Maura Healey, Quincy Mayor Thomas Koch, the Boston Celtics' Drew Holiday, Coach Joe Mazzulla, and other front office leaders all volunteered to have their heads shaved at Granite's North Quincy headquarters to raise money for the hospital. Granite's CEO Rob Hale says the event has raised $55 million since it was started, and Granite has been named the #1 most philanthropic company in Massachusetts 3 times and has donated over $300 million to numerous charitable causes since the company's founding in 2002. Over 10,000 people have participated in Saving by Shaving since it started. With another Massachusetts legislative session comes another attempt to cement the Healthy Youth Act into law. Senate leadership brought the sexual education revamp to the floor this week, aiming to create new teaching guidelines encompassing human anatomy, reproduction, the benefits of abstinence, and information on LGBTQ plus identity and experiences. Proponents of the legislation have faced resistance from groups like the Massachusetts Family Institute. Those behind the bill are quick to counter those claims. Still, getting the bill passed has been no easy task. The legislation has cleared the Senate each of the last 4 sessions, but hasn't been able to gain traction in the House. Senate President Karen Spilka says she's confident it will pass again, but House Speaker Rahm Mariano is less confident, pointing to new curriculum from the Board of Elementary and Secondary Education. That back and forth has created frustration for authors of both the Senate and House bills. The Senate will vote on the Healthy Youth Act again later today. Massachusetts Lottery announcing plans to launch a Jaws-themed scratch ticket next month that will offer losers a second chance drawing that could score them a trip to Martha's Vineyard next summer as part of the 50th anniversary of Steven Spielberg's classic nautical thriller. Just more than 8 million of the $10 Jaws tickets will be available starting March 26th and will feature prizes of up to $1 million. In addition to the instant win prizes, people who buy a Jaws ticket and don't win instantly can enter into second chance drawings. Those second chance drawings will feature 30 total top prizes: a trip to the Vineyard and a 3-night stay for 2 people at the Harborview Hotel in Edgartown. The winning package also includes black car service to and from the ferry, a custom-guided bus tour of the island, and some of the locations seen in the film, a private screening of Jaws, $1,000 in spending cash, and more. Each of the 30 second chance winners will also win a cash prize, with one person winning $1 million. The Dana-Farber Cancer Institute's mammography van is going to be at the Kennedy Center in Quincy today. Quincy Health Department says the van will be outside the Kennedy Center today from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., offering digital screenings and 3D mammography. Pre-registration is required, and most forms of insurance are accepted. To schedule a mammogram, call 617-632-1974 or email mammo_van at dfci.harvard.edu. A check of business news this morning. Stocks are down. The Dow lost 23, the Nasdaq fell 87, and the S&P dropped 8. World stocks are mixed. The dollar fell, the euro rose, oil at $78 a barrel. In sports, Bruins host the Vegas Golden Knights tonight at 7. Today's forecast from the National Weather Service: partly sunny, windy, and brisk. The high of 34 degrees. Clear tonight, low 25. Tomorrow, sunshine, high 45. Some afternoon showers on Saturday with a high of 49, and showers Sunday, high 54. For the boater, there is a gale warning in effect. Waves about 2 feet, west winds 25 to 30 knots. Will gradually decrease 20 to 25 knots later today. High tide 2:29 p.m. Sunrise at 6:19 and sets at 5:33. I'm Joe Catalano with an AM Quincy news update for Thursday, February 29th.